Alex was over here. He was talking with his friends. He was eating potato chips, and he was getting himself ready.
Yeah.
Joking around, laying back.
Yeah,
I think he joked with one of his friends, I think, about he would get a massage while he waited. You know,
Yeah.
He feels pretty relaxed.
It's a very Super Bowl atmosphere kind of thing, festival atmosphere.
Turn 1 is a Verdant Catacombs facing off then against an island curse catcher, and then another Verdant Catacombs. They both sacrifice, find some lands, and we've got both a Bayou and that looks like a scrubland, and a Dark Confidant gets into play. Wait, no, Force of Will stops it.
Force of Will for the Bob.
Now, Yoni here can just keep pushing threats into this, and Alex's job here is not to stop all the threats. It's merely to stop enough so that the clock ticks Yoni to dead before Alex runs out of control mechanisms.
Yoni down to, should be 17 here. Yep. The Curse Catcher beat down right now.
Now, I do see a Hymn to Torok in his hand. If he doesn't have anything else, Hymn to Torok is not a bad play.
So Hymn to Torok and 3 cards in Alex's hand.
2 cards come down.
It's a Sovereign and an Island.
There we go. He's trying to knock out the gas that Alex might have in his deck.
And
Alex, the reminder die, puts the 1 up on the... Oh, Lord comes in for 2 with that Curse Catcher. Yoni here with the Mox. He can push out a little bit of fast mana. Gets a Knight of the Reliquary into play, leaves the Mox in his hand. Knight of the Reliquary, I believe, is currently a 4/4.
A lot of pressure from
5/5
Alex.
at will.
A lot of pressure from Alex right now.
Says go, though. He can't push through that Knight of the Reliquary just yet. There are no Aquatex wills in his deck. He's going to have to use Marrow Regeries and Merfolk Sovereigns in order to get the damage through when it gets a big creature out there, or get a Coralhelm Commander and go to the air, or just swarm and say, I'm going to lose somebody and you're going to lose some life. Okay, a Dryad Arbor is in play now. Found with that Windswept Heath. I think I see a Swords to Plowshares in Yoni Skolnik's hand. Yoni has vanquished several Merfolk decks on his way here, including Paul Lake, the #1 player in the Swiss at the end of the rounds. Sensei's Divining Top and Tarmogoyf come into play to join the Knight of the Reliquary, which is now a 5/5.
So Yoni putting a lot of pressure of his own onto the board. And Alex
Taps
using
down
the Vial to play a
Regery.
Yeah.
A total of 2 Lords here, +2/+2 to all of the non-Lords. The Lords themselves don't help themselves out, so they're
Right,
+1/+1.
Exactly.
It's always funny to me that a Curse Catcher is always as big as the Lords that are around it. It's almost like this egalitarian society that the Merfolk live with. And another Marrow Regery.
Yeah, another Regery.
Oh my lord, that is
my lord,
a monster.
And Alex's lords as well.
And taps that down. There's a Bayou that's going to go away when that Knight of the Reliquary gets tapped, and it's going to find something, anything.
Guess we've got to quiet down a little bit because our barriers have been removed a little bit.
Yeah, we've taken away our barriers. We've got to be a little bit more cautious about our vocal energy.
Right, so we're going to move to the part of the day where we don't refer to anything in the player's hands. If we could see them anyway. Most of the time we can't anyway, but...
I think I see a Balance in Yoni Skolnik's hand.
Oh, Balance,
wait,
wow.
That's probably wrong. Yeah. So if you don't hear us talking about those cards in hand, it's just because we don't want to give away the cards in hand in case the players can overhear us now. Where we once had 500 players in this room and assorted other people, we are now down to a few, many fewer. Okay. Yoni is untapping now. He's got another Tarmogoyf. Oh, I shouldn't say that.
Well,
he casts a Tarmogoyf.
Casts a Tarmogoyf.
There we
That's
go.
what you meant.
That's what I meant to say.
Yeah.
And Yoni here is just on the back heels.
Yeah, it's
2 Regeries in play. Any Merfolk is just tears down Yoni's defenses.
And looks like he's animating Mutavault.
All comes in.
All coming in here. No fear of the Tarmogoyfs.
Now, the best situation that could possibly happen for Yoni is if he blocks down with Dried Arbors and these Tarmogoyfs and the Knight of the Reliquary, and then he sacrifices a land to the Knight of the Reliquary and gets a white source to be able to swords. Assuming Yoni has a swords, that would be a very effective turn, but that's not to say that he has it. I mean, his hand might not have a card like that.
Right, I believe. Does he only have an untapped Bayou right now?
Well, the Knight can.
Oh, right.
Mm-hmm. You get the blocks down the line. There's going to be a lot of pain today for Yoni. Slightly off screen. I believe that's a Silvergill Adept, a Merfolk Regery, a Lord of Atlantis, a Mutavault, a Marrow Regery, a Curse Catcher. He loses the Dried Arbor to get a Wasteland. Wasteland can take care of that Mutavault. That's a good play.
Yeah.
Okay, we'll have to see what the life totals are after that attack and what's left on the board.
Yeah. Quite a lot of carnage.
The Regeries both die. That's
Yoni
the right
left
thing
at 1.
We got a Mutavault, a Curse Catcher, a Lord of Atlantis, and a Silvergill Adept. The Mutavault is actually gone, pardon me. So a Curse Catcher, a Lord of Atlantis, and a Silvergill Adept. There are 3 blockers available for Yoni Skolnik.
But
he might have just stabilized right here.
yeah, I mean he's at 1 life, so it's not gonna take much, but it may be enough for him to get back into this game, considering he's got some pretty big guys of his own on his side of the board.
Yeah. There are, remember, Merfolk Sovereign can totally make this turn around. Kira the Great Glass Spinner, 1 life. It's not going to be very easy for him to deal with that. Green Sun Zenith for 3, another Knight of the Reliquary. And I think at this point, he's got to make a decision. Does he think that there's a creature in that hand? I almost think you just have to say, I hope you don't have it, I'm going to attack.
I think
Try
Alex
to
just
end this game.
Alex just wants a Spreading Seas right now.
Aquatech's well, my friend.
There you go.
Make it a Merfolk card. What do we got?
Coral Helm Commander. That could
go to the air very quickly.
Yeah, that could be big.
Just all it needs to do is get into the flying mode,
Right.
and then it's over. And Yoni can't go for the fetch lands anymore. He has to go for real lands.
Yeah, fetch lands do absolutely nothing for him.
He's
Goes with the Bayou.
Just making his, just in quotes, his Knights of the Reliquary bigger. Remember, he does have a Secluded Step in this list. And so what he can do with that Secluded Step is get a strike through that can't be blocked.
Sagiri Step.
Sagiri Step, not Secluded Step. Sagiri Step.
Sagiri Step links. And, well...
For those of you who are just joining us, I'm Adrian Sullivan here for the Star City Games Live Open Series here in Boston.
With Joey Pasco. And
we're watching the finals. Alex Bertoncini in Game 1. Yoni Skolnik on his heels. He could come back. He's stabilized most of the board, but I mean, he's so precarious at 1 life.
he does have new option. I just saw him draw, which you may have caught, but...
In comes the Knight of the Reliquary. It's a big guy.
We're
not sure how big, but he's big.
Yeah, we're avoiding
Alex takes it.
talking too much about what exactly is in the player's hands.
And there is a Kasali Pride Mage. Alex does not do anything at the end of the turn, which is good news for Yoni. He's going to put some mana into that Coral Helm Commander. Turn 1, turn 2. Here it comes in the air. Swords to Plowshares.
There it is.
Does he? Does it hit? Oh, it hits. Alex gains a total of 4 life from that, putting himself, I believe, at dead to the 2 Knight of the Reliquaries if they both hit. So he has to block at least one of those Knight of the Reliquaries. If you add in those Tarmogoyfs, I mean, I think that Yoni is going to perhaps win this game now.
Yeah, it's he's really did a great job of stabilizing just on that one life. And then
he can just tutor up the Sagiri step, make the other knight.
Yeah. Well, if he tutors up the Sagiri step in order to make one of the knights pro-blue, it's not enough to kill Alex by itself. And that means that he's also tapping a knight so that that knight can't also attack. Wasteland for the Mutavault.
Now, he had that towards the Plowshares and the other option with it, which, you know, obviously he didn't go with and probably wasn't the right option, but was to boost his own life total.
Now, remember, he's got that Sensei's Divining Top. He can still look.
Yeah.
See if there's anything. It doesn't bother. Just see what's there. Him to Turok. Looking would have been okay. Do we have a size count on the Knight of the Reliquaries? They're really big.
Yeah.
Tarmogoyf, there is sorcery, instant, creature, land. I don't know that we saw any artifacts hit play or hit the graveyard, so it's a 4/5, I think, for the Tarmogoyfs.
Now, depending on how big the knights are, one play could be fetch up the step and wasteland his other 2 lands.
Yeah.
If the math is right.
He makes some mana. Step. Protection from blue. How big is it? It blows up all of his land. 14 trigger with the Kasali Pride Mage. It's a 15/15.
That's unfortunate.
Oh, Sagiri stuff.
That's an all-in strategy.
Oh, man.
Wow.
What a game one. Well, so it is time, while we watch these two gentlemen sideboard, it's time to talk about the Star City Games giveaway.
Yeah.
We are giving away 1 year of premium.
Yep, StarCityGames.com premium.
I'm a big fan of the premium. I have not been writing as much as of late. I've been too busy doing other things, but I'm happy to come here to the Star City Games live events. But there are plenty of great authors that you're going to be able to see. Brian Kibler, he's been writing a lot. He was here this weekend.
Yep.
Patrick Chapin, one of my favorite writers when it comes to Magic. So many other players who are writing great articles about this game that we all love to watch. We love to play, and I always say this, there are always those naysayers, the people that say, oh, I don't think premium is worth it. I don't think that the articles are worth it. Well, I think you're wrong. I think that we already know that players that work for other websites think you're wrong. They pay for premium. And then even if you still think that you're right, you need to know what other people out there think is good. I mean, I play on Magic Online all the time, Moto for you old dogs, and the thing is I'll play against people, and I'll be like, this looks like the list that Brad Nelson was playing around with on the video that he did the other day. And you know what? It is. And I can go and push pause on the video and be like, look, there's the deck list. If you're playing online seriously, if you're playing in paper Magic seriously, you should be reading every source you can get that has quality information.
And to give one of you a chance of doing that for free.
Free for a year.
For a year.
12 free months of premium.
Tweet your answer to our trivia question with hashtag SCGPremium. The question is, how many top 8s does Edgar Flores have in the StarCityGames.com Open Series?
How many top 8s does Edgar Flores have at the Star City Games Open Series?
Yeah, and he's got quite a number. He's a new face.
Is it 1?
It could be 1.
It could be. Is it 2?
Could be 2.
Oh, 27.
It's possible that
I don't
there's
know if
27.
there have been 27 Star City Games Open Series events.
I'll let them do the research.
Yeah. Well, if you figure out the answer, send it to hashtag SCGPremium. How many top 8s does Edgar Flores have?
In the StarCityGames.com Open Series. Yeah.
Now make sure you only count Star City Games Open Series. Don't count, states. Don't count other events.
Right. Yeah.
And now we've got Alex Bertoncini here. looking for a new hand and hopefully some way to make this work out. Yoni Skolnik, he definitely has access to Pernicious Deed, which is a monster against fish. Like, one of the things that Pernicious Deed is incredibly good against is any deck with Aether Vial. Aether Vial, it's a great mana accelerant, but it really demands that you play with small things and make sure Pernicious Deed not only take out the small things that came into play, but that little mana help that you got from the vial in the first place. Oh, in the answers that I'm seeing, it's for the first time I'm seeing numerous different answers.
Yeah. I think the majority of people are getting it correct.
I don't know that that's true.
Slight majority. So Alex Bertoncini with a Silvergill Adept in play.
Turn 2 Silvergill Adepts, and we see Yoni here doing the double fetch. Double fetch, looking for looks like a scrubland and a
I think another scrubland.
Green-white plateau, Savannah and a scrubland.
Okay.
My brain's a little addled. It's been a good 16 hours of Magic here, and Dark Confidant gets dazed. This is very similar to the game one that we saw Alex Bertoncini on the play. Wasteland on the Savannah.
And Curse Catcher and in with the Adept.
So we now have an Island Curse Catcher Silvergill Adept versus a Lonely Scrubland.
There's a
Wasteland, go.
Those aren't so effective against Alex except for against Mutavaults.
Alex's dream lay here would be a Lord of Atlantis. It's not there. He can still wait for another kind of Lord. Marrow Reedry is in there. Came to Turok off the top for Yoni Skolnik. Another Wasteland and
Another
a go.
Wasteland. That one's for Mishra's Factory. And
Mutavault Reedry. That's going to come in for a total of 5. Swords to Plowshares in the Reedry reduces that to 3.
Yeah.
A Force of Will says, no, let's make it 5.
Yeah, I'd rather keep the creature.
Double him to Turok in his hand. Another Swords to Plowshares in his hand. I'm pretty sure that Alex is gonna get this one.
Yeah, I mean, it's looking pretty good. There's a Swords for the Reedry that does resolve. And a Wasteland for the Mutavault.
And Alex draws again. Wasteland, the
Wasteland,
sword.
yeah.
Oh, man. 3 more, down to 5. It's almost over. This is going to be a quick one.
Yeah, and now Yoni has the fetch land.
I mean, I'm kind of wondering if perhaps Hymn to Torak here is a card you only want to see on the play if you're junk.
Yeah,
I mean, because these Hymn to Toraks are just rotting in his hand.
Yeah, it's not really not doing him any good right now.
5 damage on the table. Tarmogoyf is holding the fort, but oh, look there in the background, Drew Levin looking on.
Yeah.
Also, we have the magic artist in the background who's doing they should say the alteration artist. I forget the name of it.
Hannah Murray?
Yeah. Hannah Murray. Another Tarmogoyf hits the table, and we have Marrow Reedry with a Submerge to just tear things up. Yoni Skolnik down for the count. It's 1-1 going into game 3.
I like how quickly Alex did that. He was just very quick and deliberate. It was almost like he knew every card that he was going to draw and every play that he was going to make.
It's almost as though he's played this list perhaps several thousand times.
Yeah, maybe. If not several thousand, then several hundred, for sure.
I would expect at this point, honestly, Alex has a couple thousand matches under his belt with this one. I mean, I know what it's like to have a couple thousand matches under your belt with a deck. He plays like.
Yeah. Very fast, very deliberate, and that's the kind of play that I've noticed out of Edgar Flores with Callblade.
Absolutely.
Maybe not several thousand for Edgar Flores, but you know he is quite deliberate in his play with that deck, and you know it's like he sees the card and he knows exactly what his options are. Doesn't have to really think too much about it, and. So these guys are going to Game 3. I'm Joey Pasco here with Adrian Sullivan.
Hello.
We're going to the final game of the final round of the weekend here in Boston at the StarCityGames.com Open Series Legacy portion. Alex Bertoncini in the finals yet again with Merfolk, facing newcomer Yoni Skolnik, playing a junk list. And Yoni took Game 1 on the back of just kind of enormous amount of pressure after stabilizing at 1 life.
Yeah,
so
some masterful play from him to make this happen.
Yeah. So he takes Game 1, and Alex goes on the play for Game 2 and manages to quickly take that one down with his very deliberate and masterful play with the Merfolk, who he's so fond of. So going into Game 3 here, Yoni being on the play, maybe his Hymn to Torox will be a little more effective. We saw them...
I think that they were somewhat effective in Game 1. They took out a Lord, and they took out maybe, I think, it was either a Wasteland or a Mutavault. I'm not 100% sure of that second one, but I think it was a land that was of value.
I think so. I think that's right. But the really brutal play with Hymn to Torok was in the last round, or the last match against Gerard Fabiano, when he went turn 1 Mox Diamond land Hymn to Torok, turn 2 Hymn to Torok Wasteland on Gerard, and it was no way Gerard could come back from that. I just find that to be a very, very brutal play and notable, and just shows the strength of that card. But you can also see its weaknesses, as in this last game where he had he had more than 1 Hymn to Torok in his hand. Is that right, Adrian?
Yeah, he had 2 Hymn to Toroks in his hand,
which could do just nothing. He couldn't cast them. He had Wastelands in play as one of his mana sources, and Alex was just keeping him off the mana. So in this case, he's got a turn 1 Mox Diamond and an Umezawa's Jitte. Now this is pretty huge, because Umezawa's Jitte can be very, very brutal, very effective against Merfolk. Alex leads with a Wasteland for Yoni's land, and Yoni plays a Windswept Heath, passes it back. Alex goes Island Cursecatcher. So the Windswept Heath will fetch
Dryad Arbor, perhaps?
We're going to find out.
Let's see if Dryad Arbor...
I think it'll be a dual land just to give him access to more colors right now, but...
Dryad
Arbor. You know what you're talking about.
I mean, the equipment Dryad Arbor trick is something I started doing a million trillion years ago with Stompy, that you can read about that list if you want to look in the deep archives of Star City Games Online.
Is it in the Sullivan Library?
It is in Sullivan Library.
Awesome. So the Dryad Arbor gets taken out, but the Jitte gets some counters.
2 counters. That's an immediate kill on a Lord of Atlantis.
Yeah, so Alex...
a no-effort kill.
Alex putting the Lord out there for the Jitte to rumble with if he'd like.
Yeah, there's nothing that he can do that doesn't lose him card advantage to deal with the counters on that Jitte.
And trades his Lord for the counters on the Jitte and plays another Lord.
And another guy right there. I mean, there's a Dark Confidant will get a Bird of Paradise.
I'm surprised he didn't play the first Lord before combat and giving himself a 3/3, you know?
Well, I mean, just gonna summon up the same removal. And then we have a Wasteland here. A Bird of Paradise comes down, and sorry, pardon me, not a Bird of Paradise, a Tarmogoyf.
That's quite a different creature.
Very, very different one. Yes, this is true. And the piece of paper is replaced by a die, thankfully. Oh. Trying not to laugh at some fun stuff happening here at the venue. Okay, and Yoni Skolnik facing down 2 Lords of Atlantis and a Aether Vial, 3 islands. His tie of the table is the 2 best 2-drops, arguably in Magic in terms of creatures.
Both, yeah.
Oh, maybe 3 of the best 2-drops.
Yeah,
Umezawa's Jitte, Tarmogoyf, and Dark Confidant. Facing over against 2 Lords of Atlantis.
Really, really grim for Alex at this point.
Yeah. And there's a Bird of Paradise, and that bird actually can pick up that Jitte with 1 counter on it right now. So now Umezawa's Jitte, Dark Confidant, Bird of Paradise, 3 land and a Mox Diamond for Yoni Skolnik, and a Wasteland, 3 islands, Lord of Atlantis, and a Aether Vial at 2 for Alex Bertoncini. That gets him a Coral Helm Commander, which he immediately brings up to level 4. So now it's a 4/4 flyer, pumped up by the Lord of Atlantis into a 5/5 flyer. He's got some dimes there, I think. Yoni is trying to see what his plan is here for that.
Yeah, finally Alex actually has something that can
Do some work.
yeah, exactly. Do some work. That's a great way to put it.
And Alex is considering attacking here, actually. He's got a 3/3 Lord of Atlantis now, thanks to that Coral Helm Commander. He says go, though. Untap. Kasali Pride Mage. And a couple of life chopped out by that Dark Confidant. But he's got a pretty solid amount to begin with here. He's struggling with color is the problem. He's got a Forest, Mox Time, and 2 Wastelands.
Yeah.
The Bird of Paradise does help there. That's a singleton Bird of Paradise that he has there primarily as a tutor target for his Green Sun Zenith. Or if you're English, like Rich Hagen, Zenith. Though if I remember correctly, JVL likes to say Zenith. Pernicious Deed. Force will be a nice thing for Alex Bertoncini to be able to do here.
But he is unable to at the moment. Which means that Pernicious Deed resolves, and now Alex needs to find a way to fight through it.
Yoni does not have to blow the deed right away here. One of the benefits of the deed for him, he's playing against Merfolk. Merfolk has no reach. What he can do is he can take a hit if he chooses to and allow the Dark Confidant to get him a little bit more card advantage and blow the deed when he's ready.
Yeah.
I would be unsurprised if he just takes a big hit here, knowing full well that Alex Bertoncini cannot do anything that has any reach. Gains 2, just decides to blow up the world anyway. Now look at that, he's taking care of Bird, Mox, Umezawa's Jite, Dark Confidant, and what was the last card? Tarmogoyf?
Yeah, Mox Diamond. Tarmogoyf's already in the yard.
5 cards go away, and on the other side of the table, only 3.
Yeah, so it's an interesting situation here because what that leaves is Yoni with just a Forest and 2 Wastelands.
I think that was wrong.
Yeah, Alex looks like he's in a much better situation
wrong
right now, but and now he's just got a Wasteland again, so he can
waste your land and say go. Now imagine if he had instead just accepted 8 damage and gone down to 6.
There's Kira.
Now I'm pretty sure that this game's over now.
Alex in with two Silvergill Adepts.
Yeah, that's it.
And here, Alex back to game 2 mode where he is playing super fast, knows exactly what he wants to do.
Honestly, I think that
Yoni
had this game in a much better position if he had merely waited.
Yeah. So congratulations to Alex Bertoncini for winning yet again with Merfolk in the StarCityGames.com Open Series Legacy portion. He just won just a couple of weeks ago in Memphis, and here he is again with a second win.
Yeah, that's true.